Hey guys, it's Bub here, and in this video we are revisiting Classic 7 for what I believe is now the fourth time. The reason that we're revisiting Classic 7 here in July of 2026 is because one of you guys in the comments of my previous video suggested that I should try Classic 7, where somebody said I already did, which was then followed up by, it is now 1-to-1 to Windows 7, you can't even tell that it's Windows 10 at its core. So for those of you who are confused, Classic 7 is a modification of Windows 10 that makes Windows 10 look and feel like Windows 7. When we took a look at this the last time in January of 2026, so 6 months ago, it was pretty close. I mean, I really couldn't tell that it was Windows 10 at all. But now apparently it's even better. It's 1-to-1 to Windows 7, and I won't be able to tell at all that this is Windows 10 at its core. So for the fourth time, let's test that claim and see what happens. Illusion's already broken right there. I can see the loading wheel there. I already know it's at least Windows 8. But realistically, though, I mean, they did try to hide it. I mean, the Windows logo wasn't there, but I don't really think there's a way to change that on the WinPE environment anyway. But yeah, here we go. I mean, this is identical to what we'd see in Windows 7. I mean, aside from that startup screen, I would not be able to tell. I mean, this just looks and acts exactly as Windows 7 does in its out-of-box, well, not even the out-of-box experience, but rather the setup environment. Yep, we will accept our license terms. I feel like it's missing the icons to the left. I think there used to be icons here, but that's such a nitpicky thing. You only see it one time when you're installing. But we're now installing Windows, or Classic 7, I should say. So we'll be back once we're either in the out-of-box experience or on the desktop. All right, and here we are in the out-of-box experience. So I guess the edition that we're trying to replicate is Windows 7 Ultimate. So we'll go ahead and name this Windows. We won't set a password because we don't need that. And it does ask us for a product key. I wonder if this actually does anything. Number one, what product key does it want? Does it want Windows 10 or Windows 7? Or will it actually activate Windows 10 in the back end? I'm actually curious to know. I might try that afterwards. But that was a pretty straightforward out-of-the-box experience. Pretty much exactly what I would expect out of Windows 7. So far, aside from the startup screen, it did show the Windows 10 logo on the startup screen here. But outside of that, I really would have had no idea that this was truly Windows 10 at its core. I mean, I haven't seen anything yet outside of the startup screen that looks like that. We have this nice Welcome to Classic 7 banner that just popped up and disappeared. Before we dive into that, I'm going to go ahead and get VMware Tools installed. All right, and we are back. So welcome to Classic 7. We actually do get to pick our Windows branding. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick, let's go Windows 7 Professional. Do we want to install ESR? No, we'll just go ahead and do that. We will want to use the Windows 7 command bar. Let's go the original light mode. And I want to see the Windows 7 Task Manager. I want to make it exactly like Windows 7 so that we can't tell any difference. This is something that is new compared to what I had in the last time that we watched Windows 7 or looked at Classic 7 here. Very interesting, very unique. I'm actually kind of surprised that this is this intuitive. It's really coming together like an amazing Windows mod. So I'm actually very impressed so far. We even had that, are you sure you want to force restart your machine? And yep, I picked Windows 7 Professional. I see the branding right there. So that actually did take effect there. And somehow, I was going to say we lost Arrow, but it looks like we're still doing final changes here. So, oh, I just saw the Windows 10 taskbar. And we need to restart yet again. All right, and now let's take a look around Classic 7. So starting with the Welcome to Classic 7, this is the third preview build of Classic 7. It's just a bug fix of Release Preview 2, and we can read through some of the different current issues, as well as the credits. So thank you to the people who, well, that's a lot of people for working on this modification here. Let's go ahead and move down to the taskbar. We can see starting on the right side, we have our Show Desktop button, followed by our System Clock, our Volume Mixer, our Network Access. We have a Maintenance in Progress through the Action Center. And then we have our Safely Remove Hardware, Bluetooth devices, and VMware Tools. Moving over to the left side of the taskbar, we do have Windows Media Player. We have our File Explorer, and then we do have Internet Explorer, which fails to open. Interesting. I'm not sure why that is not opening properly. Going into the Start menu, we can see that we have a very Windows 7 style start menu. I mean, I didn't even mention Arrow is on by default. I didn't even need to install any graphics drivers for that. But we, by default, have RDP, Paint, Snipping Tool, Sticky Notes, Calculator, and the Welcome to Classic 7 application. Going into all programs, we have our default programs, Desktop, Gadget Gallery, Internet Explorer, the things we would typically expect in like a Windows 7 Pro Ultimate build. We have all of our Windows 7 accessories. We do have games, including Purple Play, Minesweeper. I mean, all of the Windows 7 games are here. I did not mean to open Spider Solitaire. I meant to click on the folder right below that, which was maintenance. So we have our Windows maintenance activities. And then we have Windows Media Center sys tray in startup, which doesn't appear to actually do anything. Or maybe it did. No, it didn't. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Taking a look at the File Explorer here, we can see that, I mean, I truthfully can't tell a difference between this and Windows 7. I mean, it looks so ridiculously identical to Windows 7. It's not even funny, but that's actually pretty cool if you really want to think about it. Taking a look at our C drive, we are currently using 12.8 gigabytes of space, which means we have 46.5 gigs free on a 59.3 gig disk. Not bad at all. Let's go try and customize some things. Before you do that, we have gadgets. So we can throw our gadgets on the desktop just like we could in Windows 7. Let's try that Windows 7 dark theme. I am kind of interested, and wow, that actually does kind of look good. I was not expecting Windows 7 dark theme with this arrow to look this good, but it actually really does. Man, if Windows 7 shipped with a dark theme, that would have been amazing. I mean, that's beautiful. But we'll go back to the classic Windows 7 just so that everybody is happy and it looks familiar to everybody here. And desktop window manager has stopped working, and that is the end of our arrow effects. Looks like we broke it. And now, yeah, something is definitely not right here, but we'll continue the review anyway. Little glitch there, but that's okay. Going back into personalization, let's see what else we have. Windows Basic, we have no custom themes, high contrast, everything we typically expect. Taking a look in our Windows Task Manager, we can see that under Performance, we are using our average CPU utilization actually hitting 0 right now. And then we are using 1.19 gigs of memory out of 8 gigs. So not bad at all. This is actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie on that one. So with that being said, let's take a look at a few more things. Yet Windows 7 Professional. Again, keep in mind it would look better if the desktop manager didn't crash, but I digress there. And then lastly, let's take a look at the lock screen, which it is asking us for a password when it shouldn't because I didn't set a password, but I mean, it's pretty identical. So that being said, definitely let me know what you think about this version of Classic 7 down in the comments below. I mean, this is very close to the real Windows 7, and I really, really, really like this mod. If you have any other mods or ISOs you want me to take a look at, please also let me know down in the comments below, as I love doing viewer recommended videos. If you like this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.